morning. I'm going to give you the revision of a bit of the last class, whatever I have taught you. Now, I have told you that British were extending their power by subsidiary alliance. Which all states they have taken as subsidiary alliance? Mysore they have taken, the Marathas Empire they have taken, and then Sindh also they have annexed in that way. Punjab also they have annexed in that way, and other states like Sikkim they have annexed, and Awadh. Then another rule I told you that the Queen of Flag. By that they have captured Satara, Sambalpur, Jhansi, and Nagpur. Now they have captured so many places, established their power in India. Now how they have structured their administration? It was divided in three groups: civil service, army, police, and judicial organization. These are the main uh, 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 guidance of the government, how they will run the country, state, or the country. Now, first the civil service. Now, Cornwallis established the Indian Civil Code at civil service in 1793, which name to be called Steel Frame of Indian Administration. Now, what he did, he separated commercial and revenue branches of administration. Promotions were given on basis of seniority. That means a person worked longer in any service, that person is used to get the promotion. Now these regulations are called Cornwallis Code. Now the directors of the company used to appoint young recruits. After 1853, recruitment was done through a written examination. Now the Indians were entitled to subordinate post only. No higher post Indians used to get. The Indians were entitled only subordinate post after 1858. Now East India College they set up at Hailbury in England to educate the civil servants about Indian custom, languages, and how they will govern the country, those things. Now how they arrange the army. Army was an important instrument for defending, consolidating, and extending the British rule in India. The recruitment of Indian sepoys took place first at the time of Carnatic War. Now most of the soldiers were Indians. They were trained to use the latest arms and ammunition. Now, though the Indians formed the majority of the British army, they could not hold any high position. They were only sepoy. Now, in fact, an Indian soldier could not be raised beyond a subedar. Now, next comes the police. Now, Cornwallis organized a regular police force. Its function was to maintain law and order and assist the district magistrate in carrying out his duties. Now, districts were organized into thanas under the darogas. Now, villages and cities had chowkidars and kotwal. Higher posts were reserved only for the British. Now, how was the judicial organization? Now, the judicial system in India had no uniform code of law prior to the one introduced by the British. Now, in 1793, Cornwallis Code was introduced, under which civil, criminal, and commercial cases, besides their pertaining to land revenue and police system, were covered. Warren Hastings and Cornwallis set up civil and criminal courts at the district level, and Indian laws were codified in 1833 by the Law Commission. Now, this led to the introduction of the concept of rule of law, according to which law should be same for everybody, irrespective of caste, creed, or religion, and economic status. Now, however, only Europeans, they had special court when they were only tried by the British judge. Now, Supreme Court was established in 1774 in Calcutta. A graded system of courts evolved over a period of time to dispense justice. Gradually, high courts established in Bombay, Calcutta and Madras. Now, the Indian judges headed subordinate courts only. Now, we have seen that they have British have expanded their power in India, and they have to now take whole control over the country. So they have established pillars of administration in the form of this: civil service, army, police and judicial organization. Now, as India was divided into several states and all the states used to have their king or the chiefs in general, so they did not have a sense of nationalism in them and unity. So Indians did not have a sense of nationalism, and as Indian, the unity they did not have at that time, because all the states were independent. They had their own king or chiefs. Now British easily captured them, got control over those states and routed them to India easily. Now, you read the map also properly so that you will know where is which state. You will have to study the map and you study the chapter properly. Now, I will give you next class all the questions with answers. You learn them, write it in your classwork copy, and while you are listening to the videos, you use your earphone. Okay? Today up to this.